Hey there YouTube, it's Kurt here, and I'm going to bring you this Rank 10 Trains profile that's updated since I did win a regional with it, a regional flight from the WCQs, and I did make some modifications to the deck, and this took first place at Locals, which really isn't that big of a deal because a lot of the decks at Locals, you'll find at Locals aren't as competitive, but I did update this for the current meta. And also found some tech options that really help out the build in general. Alright, so I'll just get straight into it. We got the 2 Night Express Knight. I think 2 is fine. Then got the Supers. Woo, those are nice. 3 Dare Crane, pretty standard. It's one of the best cards in the deck. Also, there are a lot of good cards in this deck. Actually, there's a Pegasus Railroad Stampede. Yeah, the Revival and Recursion with this, it's insane. Then we have the 2 Bullet Train. I was playing 1 before, but 2 is nice because of Desires and all the other stuff, and the Recursion you get from Stampede. 3 Urgent Schedule, the most pricey card in the deck, but at $15, but still really, really good. 3 Pot, pretty, I think that's borderline standard. 3 Called, pretty necessary in this deck. You kind of lose to hand traps and ogres, so 3 is pretty necessary. You draw them a lot and they save you. 2 Mystic Mine, it's a great card going second, and if it's not as degenerate if you're playing a second turn strategy than just like putting it on the board and blah blah blah, you know. 3 Switchyard, pretty standard consistency. And here's what changed. I was playing the rough I know I did spells there, but here's more here's the Planet Pathfinder. I found that many times I just need a spell, and so this will work faster than just having a Ruffian Railcar. Ruffian Railcar is often just a brick. Sometimes Planet Pathfinder really isn't a brick, and I play a lot of field spells. Not just in here, but I play them in my side deck too. So Planet Pathfinder I found actually has really consistent uses. And then hand traps here. We have the Gamma package. Gamma is just insane, can't be called, and going second, it's what you want. And I would change these 3 out for impermanence, but I just sold them for the off season, for the less competitive seasons. But these would be impermanence just because impermanence is just so good. But right now I have 2 Ogre and a Veiler. But yeah, this is essentially what won me the Locals. It's just having 3 Red Reboot. I basically activated this every game I played at Locals, and that's a good way to win Locals because a lot of people play, well, helmet-style trap decks that don't really have much skill involved outside of flipping up traps. So that's where Red Reboot comes into play, and yeah, it won me almost every game. And I know it's not this card is not complex to use, but you might as well punish those strategies if you can. 1 Twin Twister, 1 these are the 1-ofs. 1 Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn is broken in general, but extra broken in this deck because there are so many plays you can make with it. 1 Set Rotation, 1 Terraforming, and 1 Typhoon. Just all that back row removal. 5 pieces to deal with back row. That's what's great about this deck. You actually run a pretty small but consistent engine. And so I have room for 6 hand traps and 5 back row spells traps. It works out pretty well. That's why I find a lot of success with it. All right, extra deck. 2 Gustav Max, 2 Big Boy, 2 Juggernaut Love. Yeah, I believe that's what LEAP stands for. Love. 2 Dora. I did have some Cherries targets in here, but I decided to take them out because then we got the Megatins. Ooh, the Megatins are just so good. Lambda. 1 Lambda. It comes up. Radiant comes up sometimes. Pentasag gets you piercing. Dyson Sphere. Okay, so this deck before I couldn't find an out, built-in out to Avermax. Avermax was just, I couldn't find something to deal with it, but Dyson Sphere is what I found. So C9 Chaos Dyson Sphere, it lets you absorb the monster. During the damage step, you can absorb the monster, and then all of a sudden it's not a problem anymore. And there's also weird situations where this will have 3 materials. It's also a machine, so it's not turned off by anything else. But you can actually overlay this into LEAP because it's a rank 10 machine. And you can get a total of 5 attacks then, which is pretty insane. So that's some spicy tech for you. And I upped it to 2 Cleafort, because Cleafort's not once per turn for some reason, but Cleafort's honorary train just because it's so good. And here's Mermaid. Mermaid is just here because Ibley is really, really popular in format, and that's to get him out. And I took the Cherries out, but these were Cherries targets, and I had more in here, but yeah, those are just in there. I'll replace these with something else. But anyway, side deck. 2 Twin, 2 Storm Duster. For control strategies, Heavy Storm Duster is just a 2-for-1. So if I'm playing Guru or Draco, this is when like this becomes really nice. I'll side in everything for back row, but Heavy Storm Duster will give me that extra value. Sky Striker, Black Garden, and I basically have 4 copies of whatever field spell I side in because of the cards I play. Terraforming, Set Rotation, and Pathfinder. Extra net, in case I'm playing combo, they make me go first. I'll just put in an extra net just in case. 3 Lancia, because Orcust. 3 Nibiru, because Nibiru is so freaking good. And it does conflict with my deck sometimes, depending on what I have. If I have an urgent schedule, sometimes Nibiru does conflict with that, but it's still such a value card. It's ridiculous. And again, for Sky Strikers or general, like, random removal, a lot of times I'll play this against, like, Guru or True Draco, just because then the Draco monsters, or in the case you can actually tribute summon, if someone has Inspector Border on, you can take care of that Inspector Border with the Kaiju, and that's what, but this also is really, really good against Sky Striker. It's also a rank 10, so if you double draw it, it's actually really good. Alright, so that's what I got, guys. I think this is about as good as it can get for the current format. I'm not a fan of Dark Ruler No More, just because that I think that conflicts with the OTK style that we're going for. But yeah, again, this is updated from what I played at the regional. And I think, yeah, this is about as good I can make this for right now. But that's what I love about Yu-Gi-Oh! You can always make little innovations to your deck that help out everything. Alright, so let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you watching this video, and peace.